It seems as if the judicial reform and the protests against it have reached a boiling point, and now the only thing left to see is who will be the first to blink, and what will things look like in Israel in the day after tomorrow. To discuss all the possible scenarios, the Jerusalem Press Club speaks with Ofer Inbar, a strategic consultant for political campaigns abroad and in Israel, working with parties from both the left and the right. Inbar heads a company specializing in building influence over targeted audiences and works in the political, municipal, and business arenas. Mr. Inbar, thank you for joining us.
Hi, good morning.
Prime Minister Netanyahu is determined to stop the judicial reform for now if what's reported in the news is true. What will probably happen next? Will the government hold on or will it collapse?
I think that there is an opportunity to do a few changes in this coalition by calling Gantz and Eisenkot to join the coalition. By doing that, because Gantz and Eisenkot will not join the coalition with a few of the parties that they are already inside. And what I think will happen is, or I think it's an opportunity to do, is to fire Otzma Yehudit party inside the coalition. After that, I think Netanyahu and his new coalition will earn a lot of points inside Israel, not just in Israel, but all over the world. I think that during the last 3 months since this coalition built, Netanyahu is not doing what he came to do, and he's not focusing on the Iran issue. He's not focusing on the inflation. He's just focusing on doing the babysitter, and he's not focusing on the Abraham agreement. Instead of that, he focused on how to calm down his coalition. His actually Itamar Ben-Gvir. Today is an opportunity to Gantz and Eisenkot to join this coalition.
Can you see a scenario in which Gallant stays in office, Gantz supports the government from the opposition? What will happen, for instance, with Smotrich? Will he stay in the government if Ben-Gvir quits or is being fired?
I said that I think that who will be fired or who will quit is Itamar Ben-Gvir, and I didn't mention Bezalel because I think that Bezalel wants to stay. By the way, if you can see in the last 3 months, he was actually working inside his Ministry of Finance. He had his few sentences that he mentioned about Hawara, and he apologized about it. And I think that Bezalel wants to stay as a minister. What will happen might be that Bezalel will understand that he's a little bit weak than what he is right now. But in the end, Bezalel wants to stay as a minister, and I think that it's a great opportunity to open a new coalition and to start all over again. And again, Netanyahu will have to come back to be, as all of us know him, as a governor, deals with other stuff, particularly the Iran issue, and particularly to continue Abraham agreements.
Let's talk about the Likud. We have seen some internal objection within the Likud to any kind of move that Netanyahu might do right now. We saw Chaim Bibas joining the general strike against the judicial reform, and we saw other people calling against stopping the reform. What will happen with the Likud? Will it stay united as one party?
I think that in the Likud, everyone understands that Netanyahu is not going anywhere. Even though he lost or losing, there is few groups inside the Likud party, and I think that in the meantime, everybody understands that he's not going anywhere. You can see that now that Barkat, who was actually trying to challenge Netanyahu, or he understands that he wants to be the chairman of the party after Netanyahu would quit. So even now, he said that the Likud party have to support Netanyahu in this when he decided not to run this legislation. And I think that in the end, everybody needs to understand that the DNA in the Likud, that you're not going against your chairman. So it doesn't matter what will happen. It doesn't matter. You can see we have a lot of examples of Yuli Edelstein and the others who tried to challenge Netanyahu, and you can see what happened with them. So in the end, everybody will hug and they will be united with the Netanyahu's sides. By the way, you can see that now in the last few minutes, Yariv Levin, after everybody thought he's going to quit, he said that in the meantime, after what happens in the country, he understands that they need to postpone his legislation, and he didn't say anything about quitting the government. So in the end, everybody hugs and everybody are going straight to what the chairman decides.
Okay, let's talk about the specific reform. Can the government and the opposition reach a compromise at all if there's any changes in the government? Any chance that any specific parts of the reform may still be acceptable to the general public and pass in the near future?
The reform is almost acceptable on all over the parties in the Knesset. The thing is that, or the problem was that after the Likud won, after 5 elections, they had too much ego, and they didn't think about the strategy. And what they thought is the right thing to do after they won the election is to run with any legislation, any laws that without thinking what will be the consequences. Even Yair Lapid or even Gantz think that there is things that or to do inside this reform. They agree, but they don't agree with the way. In the end, it will be a compromise between both sides.
Okay, Mr. Ofer Inbar, thank you very much for your time. Let's hope for a better day.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed that briefing by the Jerusalem Press Club. If you did, like the video and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our future content.